You wake up in the morning. The house is quiet.
You do exactly what your doctor told you to do.
You check your blood sugar.
The number isn't terrible. You take your medication, right on schedule.
And yet, your legs feel weak when you stand up.
There's that familiar tingling in your feet.
Your hands don't feel as steady as they used to.
And even after a full night of sleep, you're already tired. So you ask yourself a question many people with diabetes quietly ask. If I'm doing everything right, why do I still feel like my body is slowly slipping away? Here's something most people are never told.
Diabetes doesn't just raise your blood sugar.
It quietly drains your body of the very nutrients that help insulin work, protect your nerves, and keep your organs strong. And the most dangerous part? This loss doesn't happen overnight. There's no alarm.
No sudden warning sign.
It happens slowly, year after year, while you're focused on numbers, pills, and avoiding sugar. Doctors often say, take your meds. Cut back on carbs. But they rarely explain this. Without the right vitamins, insulin becomes less effective.
Nerves weaken faster. Blood vessels stiffen.
And complications don't arrive suddenly, they creep in, silently. If you've been feeling more tired than usual. If nerve pain has become your new normal. Or if controlling your blood sugar feels harder than it used to. There's a very real chance your body isn't failing.
It's missing something essential.
In this video, I want to show you 3 critical vitamins that many people with diabetes are unknowingly deficient in. Vitamins that help your body actually use insulin better, protect your nerves, and slow down long-term damage. This isn't about miracle cures. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to protect itself, starting today. Let's begin with the first one, the vitamin that quietly determines whether your nerves stay strong or slowly fade. When most people think about diabetes, they think about one thing, blood sugar. They think the problem starts and ends with glucose. Get the numbers down, and everything else will take care of itself. But here's what rarely gets explained. Diabetes isn't just a sugar problem. It's a nutrient depletion problem. High blood sugar changes how your body works at a very basic level. It forces your kidneys to flush out nutrients faster. It increases inflammation throughout your tissues. And it creates constant oxidative stress, the kind that slowly wears your body down from the inside. So even if you're eating pretty well, even if you're taking your medications exactly as prescribed,
your body may still be running on empty.
This is why so many people with diabetes say the same thing. My numbers look okay, but I don't feel okay. Your nerves need specific vitamins to repair themselves. Your blood vessels need protection to stay flexible. Your cells need the right nutrients to respond properly to insulin. Without those nutrients, insulin becomes like a key that no longer fits the lock very well. It's still there, but it doesn't work as smoothly as it once did. And here's the part that surprises most people. Many of the most common diabetes medications, including some of the most widely prescribed ones in the US, can quietly lower key vitamin levels over time. Not because they're bad medications, but because your body uses and loses nutrients differently when blood sugar is high. Add age into the picture, slower absorption, changes in digestion, and the gap gets even wider. This is why symptoms often show up before serious complications are diagnosed.
A little more numbness in the feet. A little more fatigue in the afternoon.
Skin that takes longer to heal. Vision that isn't as sharp as it used to be. Most people chalk it up to getting older. But in many cases, it's not age, it's deficiency. That's why today we're focusing on 3 specific vitamins that play a critical role in how your body manages diabetes every single day.
Not exotic supplements. Not trendy superfoods.
These are nutrients your body depends on, and when they're missing, problems don't announce themselves loudly.
They whisper, until one day they don't.
Let's start with the first one, the vitamin that quietly determines how well your nerves function, how steady your energy feels, and how effectively your body handles blood sugar behind the scenes. Think about the last time your feet felt completely normal.
No tingling. No burning. No numbness that made you shift your weight when standing too long.
For many people living with diabetes, that feeling slowly fades, not all at once, but little by little. At first, it's easy to ignore. Your toes feel slightly off at night. Your balance isn't quite as steady when you walk. Your hands feel weaker opening jars or buttoning a shirt. Most people assume this is just part of aging. But very often, it's not age at all. It's a quiet shortage of vitamin B6, a nutrient your nervous system depends on every single day. Vitamin B6 plays a critical role in how your nerves communicate, repair, and protect themselves. It helps build neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that allow signals to travel smoothly from your brain to your muscles and back again.
Here's the problem.
When blood sugar stays elevated, your body loses vitamin B6 faster than normal. Your kidneys flush it out along with excess glucose. Chronic inflammation forces your body to use more B6 for repair work. And on top of that, several common medications used by people with diabetes can interfere with how B6 is absorbed and activated. So even if you're eating reasonably well, your levels can slowly drop, without any obvious warning. And B6 deficiency doesn't announce itself loudly.
It whispers.
You may feel more tired than usual, even after resting.
Your thinking may feel a little foggy.
Mood swings or irritability may show up for no clear reason. But the biggest red flag is nerve discomfort.
Tingling. Burning sensations.
Numbness in the hands or feet.
Muscle weakness or poor coordination.
Vitamin B6 is essential for nerve repair. Without enough of it, damaged nerves struggle to heal, and neuropathy can worsen faster. But the impact doesn't stop with nerves. Vitamin B6 also helps your body manage blood sugar behind the scenes. It supports glucose metabolism by helping your body break down stored glucose and release energy more steadily, instead of causing spikes and crashes. When B6 runs low, insulin resistance can quietly increase, making blood sugar harder to control, even when you're doing everything else right. It also plays a role in heart and blood vessel health. B6 helps lower homocysteine, a compound that can damage arteries and increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. Low B6 levels are linked to stiffer blood vessels and poorer circulation, something people with diabetes are already vulnerable to. And there's another side many people don't expect. Vitamin B6 supports oxygen delivery in your blood by helping produce hemoglobin. When levels drop, your cells don't get the oxygen they need, which can leave you feeling drained and slow your body's ability to heal. This is why some people say,
I'm not in pain. I just don't feel like myself anymore.
So how do you support healthy B6 levels? One of the best ways is through food, especially foods that are easy to include in a balanced, blood sugar-friendly diet. Legumes like chickpeas, quality proteins like poultry and fish, and seeds such as sunflower seeds are all solid sources. But food alone isn't always enough, especially if absorption is already compromised. When supplementation is needed, the form matters. The active form of B6, called pyridoxal 5-phosphate, is easier for the body to use because it doesn't need to be converted. That said, more is not better. Excessive B6 over long periods can actually irritate nerves, the very thing you're trying to protect. This is why appropriate dosing and medical guidance are important, especially for older adults. Vitamin B6 won't reverse years of nerve damage overnight. But maintaining healthy levels can help slow progression, support repair, and preserve function, which makes a real difference in daily life. And as we'll see next, B6 is just one part of a larger picture. Because there's another vitamin that acts like a protective shield, guarding your cells, your blood vessels, and your organs from the silent damage diabetes causes every day.
Let's talk about vitamin E.
There's a kind of damage you don't feel right away. It doesn't cause sharp pain. It doesn't send you rushing to the emergency room. It happens silently, inside your blood vessels, your nerves, your organs, every single day. This is the kind of damage driven by oxidative stress, and for people with diabetes, it's happening faster than normal. And this is where vitamin E becomes critical. Think of vitamin E as your body's natural shield. It protects your cells from being damaged by high blood sugar. It helps keep blood vessels flexible instead of stiff. And it guards delicate tissues, especially nerves, eyes, and kidneys, from wearing down too quickly.
But here's the problem.
When blood sugar stays elevated, your body burns through vitamin E at a much higher rate. At the same time, diabetes often interferes with how well fats are absorbed, and vitamin E needs healthy fats to get into your system. So even if you're eating foods that contain vitamin E, your body may not be getting enough of it. The tricky part is that low vitamin E doesn't come with obvious warning signs at first. You might notice muscle weakness, especially when standing up or climbing stairs.
Your coordination may feel slightly off.
Your skin may feel drier, thinner, or slower to heal. Some people begin to notice changes in vision, especially in low light, because vitamin E helps protect the tiny blood vessels in the retina. Others find they get sick more often, because vitamin E plays a key role in immune defense.
Again, most people blame age.
But in many cases, it's not age, it's loss of protection. Vitamin E works at the cellular level. It stabilizes cell membranes, protecting them from damage caused by excess glucose and inflammation. It helps prevent cholesterol from oxidizing, a process that can damage arteries and raise the risk of heart disease and stroke. This matters because diabetes already puts stress on the cardiovascular system. Without enough vitamin E, that stress accelerates. There's also a connection many people don't realize. Vitamin E supports healthy circulation, which affects nerve function, organ health, and even sexual health. When circulation declines, tissues don't get the oxygen and nutrients they need to function properly. And just like vitamin B6, vitamin E doesn't work in isolation. It helps regenerate other antioxidants, especially vitamin C, strengthening your body's entire defense system. So how do you support healthy vitamin E levels? Foods like nuts, seeds, leafy greens, and avocados provide natural sources, especially when paired with healthy fats to improve absorption.
How you cook matters too.
Overheating can destroy vitamin E, so gentle cooking or raw preparations are often better. For some people, supplementation may be appropriate, but this is one area where more is not better. High doses of vitamin E can interfere with blood clotting and may interact with certain heart medications. That's why vitamin E should always be approached thoughtfully, especially for older adults managing multiple conditions. Vitamin E won't make you feel dramatically different overnight. Its power lies in what it prevents. It helps slow the damage you don't feel. The damage that shows up years later as nerve pain, vision problems, kidney issues, or heart disease. And now, let's move to the third vitamin, the one responsible for repair, recovery, and resilience. Because even with protection, your body still needs the ability to heal.
Let's talk about vitamin C.
There's a moment many people with diabetes recognize.
A small cut on your hand. A scrape on your leg. Nothing serious.
But days go by, and it's still there. Healing feels slower than it used to be.
Bruises last longer.
Fatigue lingers, even when you haven't done much. This is where vitamin C comes in, and where diabetes quietly makes things harder. Vitamin C isn't just about avoiding colds. It's one of the body's most important tools for repair. It helps build collagen, the protein that holds your skin, blood vessels, and tissues together. It supports wound healing. It strengthens your immune system. And it protects your cells from ongoing damage. But for people with diabetes, vitamin C has a unique challenge. Glucose and vitamin C use the same pathways to enter your cells.
When blood sugar is high, glucose crowds vitamin C out.
So even if you're getting enough vitamin C from food, your cells may still be functionally deficient. On top of that, vitamin C is water-soluble. Frequent urination, common in diabetes, flushes it out faster than normal.
The result?
Low vitamin C can show up as constant fatigue.
Cuts and bruises that heal slowly.
Bleeding gums or dry skin.
More frequent infections.
Joint stiffness or aches that don't quite go away. And the effects go deeper than most people realize. Vitamin C helps keep blood vessels flexible and strong. Without it, arteries stiffen more easily, blood pressure can rise, and circulation suffers. It also plays a role in nerve protection. Diabetes already increases the risk of nerve damage, and low vitamin C removes another layer of defense. There's also an important connection to heart health. Vitamin C helps reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, two major drivers of cardiovascular disease in people with diabetes. It also helps regenerate vitamin E, allowing that protective shield to keep working. In other words, vitamin C doesn't just repair damage. It helps your entire antioxidant system function properly. So how do you support healthy vitamin C levels? Fresh fruits and vegetables are key, especially those naturally lower in sugar but high in vitamin C.
Preparation matters.
High heat destroys vitamin C, so lightly cooking or eating foods raw preserves more of it. For some people, supplementation can help, especially during times of illness, stress, or slow healing. Forms that improve absorption may be more effective for individuals with digestive challenges.
As always, balance matters.
Vitamin C is generally safe, but extremely high doses can cause digestive discomfort and may not be appropriate for everyone.
Vitamin C1 to make diabetes disappear.
But it supports your body's ability to recover, repair, and resist damage, day after day. And when repair is slow, damage accumulates. Now that we've covered these three critical vitamins, there's one more thing we need to talk about. Because many everyday habits quietly drain these nutrients, without you realizing it. Let's take a closer look at what may be working against you. By now, you might be wondering something important.
If these vitamins matter so much,
why am I low in them in the first place? The answer isn't always obvious, because in many cases, it's not one big mistake. It's everyday habits that slowly add up.
Let's start with diet.
Highly refined carbohydrates, white bread, pastries, sugary snacks, don't just raise blood sugar. They increase inflammation and force your body to burn through vitamins like B6 and C faster than normal. Alcohol is another major factor. Even moderate drinking can interfere with how your liver stores and activates vitamins, especially B6 and C, while increasing oxidative stress that depletes vitamin E. Then there's fat, or more accurately, the wrong kind of fat. Highly processed vegetable oils can increase oxidative damage, raising your need for antioxidants like vitamin E. At the same time, very low-fat diets can make it harder to absorb fat-soluble vitamins altogether. Cooking methods matter too.
Overcooking vegetables destroys vitamin C.
High heat can degrade vitamin E. By the time food reaches your plate, much of the nutrition may already be gone. And then there are medications. Many people managing diabetes also take medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or heart health. These medications are often necessary, but over time, they can quietly affect nutrient levels. Not because something is wrong, but because your body is working harder and losing more than it replaces. Add aging into the picture, slower digestion, reduced absorption, and the gap widens even more. This is why deficiencies don't show up all at once. They show up as subtle changes.
You get tired faster. Your balance feels less steady.
Your skin heals more slowly.
Your energy just isn't what it used to be.
Most people don't connect these signs back to nutrition.
But your body does.
The good news? Once you understand what's draining your nutrients, you can start protecting them through smarter food choices, gentler cooking, and more informed supplementation when needed. And that brings us to the most important part of this conversation. Because managing diabetes isn't just about avoiding what's bad. It's about actively supporting what keeps your body strong.
Let's bring everything together.
If there's one thing I hope you take away from this video, it's this. Your body isn't betraying you. And diabetes doesn't automatically mean you have to lose your strength, your independence, or your quality of life year by year.
What it does mean
is that your body needs more support than it used to.
Medications matter. Blood sugar numbers matter.
But they are not the whole story. Behind every number is a nervous system that needs protection. Blood vessels that need flexibility. Cells that need the right tools to repair themselves. Vitamin B6 helps your nerves stay connected. Vitamin E helps shield your cells from silent damage. Vitamin C helps your body recover, repair, and resist stress. None of these are miracle cures. But together, they help slow what diabetes tries to speed up. And that changes everything. Getting older doesn't mean giving up. It means being smarter about what your body needs now, not what it needed 20 years ago. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight.
You don't need perfection.
You just need awareness. Because when you understand what your body is missing, you can start giving it back, one informed choice at a time. If this video helped you see diabetes differently, consider sharing it with someone you care about. Sometimes the most important health conversations start quietly, at a kitchen table or during a phone call. And if you want to keep learning how to protect your body, preserve your strength, and stay independent longer, make sure you're subscribed. Your health journey doesn't end with a diagnosis. In many ways, this is where it truly begins.